Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm down at my workbench here, and we have a old 2012 Acer laptop. So this is my mom's, hence the reason all the stickers here. She has since then moved on to a Dell Inspiron 15 with an Intel Core i3 and a very slow hard disk drive, but she doesn't even use her computer, so it's okay. Anyway, so this is an interesting video today. We have a very slow hard drive in here. It goes about 62 megabytes per second, but okay, let me start over. I have two of these. One, I completely ripped it apart and built it into a cardboard PC. And I used the hard drive out of that and put it into my main PC. And I actually used that just to throw files on because, I don't have storage at the time. So, the only problem with that is that it's so slow and it takes forever. And 62 megabytes per second may not seem like quote-unquote forever, but it really is. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this little panel up. I just got a hard drive copier slash cloner. You can do all sorts of stuff with it, and I can even view the hard drives on my PC, the contents of it, and stuff like that. So I'm going to use that hard drive copier, rip out my Samsung 860 EVO SSD out of my computer, completely reformat it, and then we're going to completely copy this hard drive and that Samsung 860. Because if I updated Windows, it would be absolutely crazy. Because if you think about it, updating Windows on this 2012 1.60 gigahertz CPU would be very slow and painful. It's already on version like 1909. Well, no, actually, it might not even be that new. So I've been in this panel about a million times. We have a whole 8 gigs of RAM in here. We have 4 gigs right there and another 4 gig stick. This is the one I installed. This is the hard drive that is in here. Yeah, pretty slow. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out these 2 screws and get this hard drive out, go upstairs, clone it, come back down, and yeah, it's going to be a fun project. Actually, before we do that, I just had an idea. First, let's look at the laptop as it is now and just see how painfully slow it is. I pressed the power button, it didn't even do anything. So press, blue goes on, you can probably hear that hard drive spinning up. We get a very fast BIOS screen. I have no problem with that whatsoever. And this ran Windows 7 fine for the time being of 2012. And this was a great PC back when it was released. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was pretty good. It was definitely more than medium range, but it wasn't the high-end type. 1.60 gigahertz CPU for Windows 7 Service Pack 1 was way more than enough than it needed as it was. So this takes about 3 minutes to boot and get into the Windows screen and get in. Then after that, it stays at about 99% CPU usage for about 40 minutes before it starts calming down, which is pretty bad, and this thing needs taken apart and completely cleaned out anyways. The fan's hardly doing a thing, but I can feel it's so hot in there. So I'm going to wait for it to boot, show you guys how slow this is, and I'm going to go upstairs and start ripping out the 860 drive, even though I just got it set up in my computer. We're going to go from there. Okay, so I'm upstairs now, and I just turned the PC off, turn the power supply off, make sure that is off. Yep, it is. Okay. Then we're going to set these 2 screws here. I just took them out with my fingers because my screwdriver sets downstairs, and pop. So I just take this off, and the SSD that we're going to be using is right there, so we're just going to pop this little bad boy out. And I'm going to run downstairs with it. I deleted everything that I could. I couldn't format it at the time because it was like, yeah, no. So I'm going to bring my Surface Pro down with me as well. And yeah, this is going to be exciting. Okay, and as you can see, a lot has changed down here. I have my Surface Pro, which is like dead inside, but it's okay. So we're just going to max out the file manager here, this PC. Yep. And our hard drive is going to show up as local disk E. So I have the docking station right here, and then we have the 1TB 860 EVO. This was my boot drive for a while, but I just upgraded to NVMe, so I took it out of the mount my case came with too. So yeah, got the screws right there, and then I have the screws for the bottom, the panel that goes for the RAM and hard drive. Anyway, as you can see, it's been like an entire hour, and it's still at 99% CPU. So yeah, Hopefully the disc will help it just by a little bit, but I also don't have high hopes for that. So yeah, got it turned off. We're gonna shut this. It hasn't been charged in so long, so it's immediately just gonna die when I unplug it. I don't even think it has more than 2% in it. Anyway, so I didn't screw together the panel again, so I might have to plug in this light somehow, even though I don't really have room for it. But you can just take the panel right off. Hard drive, hot. RAM, hot. Very hot. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to wait for this to cool down a little bit, and then we'll get into it. I'm trying to make the video kind of short in the beginning so that we can save time for benchmarks and performance and stuff. So I just remembered I still need to reformat this because my computer, my main build couldn't do it. So we just have to enter it right here, and yep. So it just goes in like this. Stays right there. We gotta make sure it's on PC mode. Yep. And turn it on. You guys probably heard the beep. Just have to keep refreshing the file manager until it pops up. And we have our data cable plugged in, and yeah, that popped up fairly quickly. Oh wait, we don't need to access it. We just need to give it a little right click, give it a format, and give it a start. We're just gonna quickly format that drive, and then we're gonna actually get to the copying. Now, this is my first copy with this new docking station. As you can see, we have little percentages right here, so we can tell how far it's done with the copy. So I don't know why it's taking like forever to format here, but anyway, let's pull this out. So this is the old hard drive, and it is hot. Like, I mean hot. Hot, more hot than the drive should be. So this is, yeah, 500 gig drive. So we're going to have to take it out of the enclosure so that we can put the new one in. Not sure why that's taking forever. Like, that should have been instant. There was almost nothing on it. There, format complete. Well, anyway, now that the drive is completely formatted, I'm going to turn this off. Alright, and I'm going to take it out of the enclosure, put it in here, and we're going to clone it. Okay, so I got the screws right here. So these are the enclosure screws. These are what goes inside of the computer to hold the hard drive down. These are the screws for the bottom panel on the Acer computer. And these are the screws for the SSD mount. Yeah. Anyway, so this is the hard drive. And we're going to go ahead and put this in. That's the wrong way. Click. Alright, now we got to go in the back. Turn it on clone mode. Turn it on. Okay. Blue. Beep. Okay. And then we have to hit the start button. And here we go. We are getting some percentages here. And it looks like it's trying to start. And yeah, now we just have to wait for it to clone. So it's been quite a while now. Now it's about 1:06 a.m. And the hard drive cloner, so we are at about 75%, just waiting for it to reach that crisp, clear 100. Zoomed in. Alright, just like that, it is done. That hard drive's over there, and the SSD is in the enclosure and plugged into SATA. So, I guess you can't really move this unless I unplug the USB part. Surface Pro, you're being annoying. Alright, well, we're just going to throw that over there so we can move this by a little bit. I'm going to throw the panel back on it. There's really no point of throwing the panel back on, but I'm just going to throw it on anyways, just to, you know, keep any problems from coming in, because we don't like problems. And I don't even know how this is really going to run. I don't know, because it's going to be so confused. It's going to be like, why is the SSD or hard drive this fast? So I'm going to go ahead and screw the panel in, and we're going to do something scary and boot it up. I forgot it snaps into place. There was no point of screwing it in, so I didn't screw it in. This is going to be scary. Alright, so we're going to plug it in, especially for better performance. Alright, so before the boot time was about 3 minutes, like I said earlier in the video, so I just turned it on, and I'm really hoping that this is going to be so much faster and that it's actually going to boot. Well, there's a Windows logo, so that's very good. I'm hoping this will help the CPU out too, because the CPU was pinned at 99%, but that also means it couldn't get the files from the drive fast enough, so it was still processing the same file. But, okay, well that boot time was definitely faster. Oh, yeah. There's a Windows loading thing. This screen is really dim. I don't know why. I tried turning the brightness up, but it was like, no. So that boot time was definitely faster. And let's see if the login time was fast. It's been about 15 seconds, and it's still not logged in yet, which is fine, because, you know, it wasn't before either. Oh my god, the screen is so dim. Alright. Oh, right there, Windows Desktop. Everything loaded in a lot faster, so that was definitely some fault of the hard drive. And just so you know, it's not actually doing that weird thing on the screen. That's the camera, because I'm recording at 60 FPS 4K. And this is only a 720p or a 1080p 30 or 60 hertz display, but you know, 60 FPS and 60 hertz don't go together. So, well, they do, but whatever. Okay, Task Manager opened a lot faster, that's for sure. That was mostly waiting on the hard drive the last time. And wow, okay, it is still dying, but it's still at 99% CPU. 1.63 gigahertz, base speed 1.65, and as you can see, it's an AMD E450 APU with the Radeon HD graphics, and it actually has a whole 8 gigs of RAM. I gave it 8 gigs of DDR3, so I upgraded that at some point last year, and then it has 1334 megahertz of speed, so we have some committed RAM over here. You can see the disk is just kind of chilling out here, really not doing anything, although it is reading at well, okay, 22 megabytes, 5 megabytes, 7 megabytes, just kind of fluctuating all over the place, but it's really not doing much. So yeah, CPU's still pinned at 99%. I clicked on processes and that was pretty slow. So as you can see, it's still kind of dying over here, but it's still a lot faster in general. So yeah, like opening the windows over here, that was a lot faster. And then I'm going to see, because there might even be the performance mode over here at the back. So it does say 0%, unfortunately, it cannot hold a charge whatsoever, but, and it's been dead for forever, so, you know, that kind of killed it too. But if the battery thing will pop up, that would be great. Okay, it finally popped up. So as you can see, it's already on best performance, and we're at 0% battery. There's really no point in even keeping the battery in here. You might as well just take it out at this point. And as you can see, we got a whole bunch of crap running. Advanced System Care, blah, 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 blah. Crypto tab. A whole bunch of crap on here running at high CPU percentages that we don't even need running. So yeah, now that you guys have seen this system run with the SSD, and it's definitely working a lot faster. If I open this folder, and yeah, that's a lot faster than it did before on the actual hard disk, of course, because it's an SSD, and SSDs are fast.